5, 6, here we go. Down basic, forward, forward together, back. Transition, 1, 2, 3, 4, back together, cross.
1,
2, 3, 4.
One more. We go
Step,
slow,
step,
forward,
forward together, back, back together, forward. Transition, 1, 2, 3, 4, back together, forward. Pivot, 2, 3, 4, half a basic,
and
step, step, and repeat.
five, six, 7, 1. Transition. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. We exit back together. Forward, slow, slow, going forward. Transition. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exit back together. Slow, one more time from the top.
Yes, this is the maid speaking.
Transition.
I'm calling to say that Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch today. Yes,
One more to exit.
she's
Slow,
unable to
slow.
lunch today. She is sorry
Transition.
to be delayed, but last evening down in Lover's Lane she strayed. Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch.
Welcome to Beginners Balboa session number 11. And as always, check the space around you, make sure you've got plenty of room, make sure you've not got an injury that you have to take care of, or just you know your body better than anyone, so just do what you feel comfortable doing and appropriate for your shoes and the dance floor. Having said that, let's warm up with the routine we've been practicing over the last couple of weeks. The drill basic, we go. Back together, down, forward together, down, into our transition. Back together, slide to the side, drop down on the left. We go back on the right, crossovers. Back together, cross, back together, cross, back together, cross, back together, cross. We finish our basic, one more. Back together,
Then you
cross,
do one more on top of that.
and then we go. Back together, cross, step, and step. Forward on the right foot, back down basic. Forward together, back, back together, forward. Into a transition. Forward together, hold, pivot as you drop down. Back together, cross,
We do 4. 1,
back together, cross,
2,
back together, cross,
3,
back together, cross, back
4.
together, cross.
One more.
One more, start half a basic, back together, cross, step, step. Let's do it without stopping, a bit quicker. 5, 6, here we go. Down basic, forward, forward together, back. Transition, 1, 2, 3, 4, back together, cross,
1,
2, 3, 4.
One more. We go
Step,
slow,
step,
forward,
forward together, back, back together, forward, transition, 1, 2, 3, 4, back together, forward, pivot, 2, 3, 4, half a basic,
and
step, step, and repeat.
nice.
Music.
Yeah, and I have to say, I know we've repeated that over 4 weeks, and you might think, oh my gosh,
3
not
weeks.
that. 3 weeks. Anyway, you might think, oh, not that thing again. But actually, you're all moving very nicely, and it feels like it's really in your feet now. So that's good to see. 5, 6, 7, 1. Transition. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. We exit back together. Forward, slow, slow, going forward. Transition. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exit back together. Slow, one more time from the top.
Yes, this is the maid she's unable to lunch today.
One more to exit.
She's
Slow,
unable to
slow.
lunch today.
Forward.
She is sorry
Transition.
to be delayed, but last evening down in Lover's Lane she strayed. Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch. When she
back.
woke up and found that her
Forward.
dinner
Transition.
was gone.
And
Went to the
one,
man who had led
two,
her so far astray.
4. Exit.
And from
Back
under
together.
her
Forward.
velvet gown,
So
she
forward.
drew a violent shot from
Transition.
Miss
One,
Otis regrets she's unable to lunch today.
4. Exit. Back together. Forward. Slow, slow. Going back. Leader's footwork. Leader's transition. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exit. Back together. Forward. Slow. Follows footwork. Forward. Follows transition. 1. Going twice. Going thrice. And 4. Exit.
Last time.
Leaders. Footwork. Transition. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exit. Follows footwork. Follows transition. Nice, that was very good. That was very good. So this is it's really just an exercise to drill those transitions into your feet, and that makes you comfortable with both the leads and the follows part. But of course it's not set in stone, and you can put as many crossovers as you like, as many basics as you like. It's just to have that practice over the transition.
Just quickly review a couple of things, and then we're going to put some of the variations we did on the end of a transition, because that's what it's good for. But I just wanted to review another footwork, which is up, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. 2 of each. We go. 1, 2, down, 1, 2, down. 1, 2, down, 1, 2, down. Up, up. 1, 2, up, down. 1, 2, up, down. 1, 2, up, down. 1, 2, down, up. 1, 2, down. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, down. 1, 2, up, down.
1, 2,
Up,
down. 1, 2,
down.
down.
1, 2, up.
down.
1, 2, repeat. However, because we've done this before and you find it ever so easy, well, if you do, we can start to move around with it. So if you're not comfortable with it, just stay in a straight line. And I'm going to do it that way first. But the second time round, I'm going to move. So I'll give you a quick demonstration. I'll go 1, 2, down, 1, 2, down. 1, 2, down, 1, 2, down. 1, 2, up, 1, 2, up, 1, 2, up, 1, 2, up. It doesn't matter which way you go. You don't have to go the same way as me, but you need to be able to move and keep that rhythm and that footwork. But the first time I'm going to do it in a straight line, and if you want to repeat in a straight line, do so, or if you want to challenge yourself, keeping the ups and the downs. Music, please.
Music.
Next song.
Yeah.
Up, 6, 5, 6, 7.
Downs.
Down.
Ups. Down ups. Up downs. Down again, turn around.
Down.
Move around. 2. Ups. Down ups. Up downs.
Back to
One
the
more
beginning.
time.
I'll do it
Down.
straight. You can move around if you want, or keep it straight. But make sure you're on the up.
Down ups. Up downs.
Move around if you want.
Ups. Down up. Up down.
How was the moving around? Did anyone try it?
They all do.
And did you all keep your basics and move around?
Just because it's so important to be comfortable at a dance, just to keep moving and keep comfortable in any of the basics you choose. Try and keep the variety, use all 4 basics. You can even add the transition, going into your crossovers, and then go back into your basic. Anything goes, just keep moving, keep dancing.
Now you're not allowed to stay on the spot. No staying on the spot. Here we
No
go.
staying on the spots.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Try different variations, but keep it moving around. Mainly the basic. And relax. Cool. Okay.
How was that looking, Simon?
It was looking good. If you're trying it with a partner, remember you should be offset. So you don't want to be dancing toe to toe, but you want the follows, right foot between yours and your right foot between the follows.
And also we're not quite parallel shoulders, so we're not here, but I'm facing Simon's right side, so I'm at an angle
On the right hip.
on the right hip.
And where possible, I like to connect with the arm, and the last thing is the hand. So it's not hand, arm, hand.
It's the same thing for me as a follower. I'm going to drop my arm, make connection with the arm, and then the hand drops wherever it's comfortable, to the back or on top of the shoulder.
Now, if you're square onto each other, that's actually a little bit difficult for the leaders because they're trying to get their arm around, which is why you've got this slight shallow V shape, even in a close hold basic. Okay, that's that. The other thing is, for those with their footwork, try and slide. Shoot, 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 shoot. Even on, you're doing an up, that doesn't matter, but every time you think shuffle, 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 up, down, shuffle, shuffle, up, down, shuffle, shuffle, up, down, shuffle, shuffle, up, down.
Is that always keeping a little bit of contact with the floor? You're not actually marching.
So, and I think for the sliding, you want to think forward on the toes, shuffle, shuffle, down. So it's really the toes that are keeping the contact more than the flat heel. Yeah, the heels can touch the floor, but there's no weight in it.
Yes.
One more time. Cool.
Okay, let's do it again. Anything goes as long as you keep moving.
Yeah, but mostly basics for this at this moment.
Okay.
Five, 6, 7. And relax. Good. So
So-
when we do the up basic, or even on
One,
the down basic,
two, gather.
close,
1, 2, hop.
gather.
I'm really dragging the foot in, down. 1, 2, down. 1, 2, together, down. It's like giving a little hey to your other foot. Hey, I'm here. 2, touch down. 1, 2, touch down.
And does that work on the down basic?
1, 2, down. What do you mean?
Well, can you see that Anna's feet are quite close when she slides past each other? They're not. Can you maybe turn your back and put your feet slightly apart so they're on a slightly different track? Well,
they're not- it's not that
not that
skiing.
far, but even that.
That's a bit too far away. I sort of want to feel. I want to feel the brushing my trousers. 1, 2, down. I always come back through the middle line.
I always say the big toe slides across the other shoe or the heel.
1, 2, and down. 1, 2, and down.
Even on the down basic, yeah.
Yeah, 1. I'm doing the down. Down.
Yeah.
1, 2, and down.
Okay, let's do it with music one more time.
Okay. Gotta have the best basic in town. 1, 2, 3, 5,
Good. Close those feet, keep them close. Nice, much better. Thank you guys.
Great.
We did our transition and we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. However, what we're going to do now is we're going to just take the transition 1, 2, 3, 4 out and through. Do it on this side. So straight into the transition 1, 2, 3. We're quite close. As I step forward on my left foot, I'm allowing my partner to step back because I'm opening up the arm. But this time, instead of going into a crossover, I'm going to go out and through, as though I'm doing a Johnny's drop.
Even doing the transition.
Even doing a Johnny's drop. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and through. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, and instead of going backwards, I'm thinking side and through. Should we do that together?
Mm-hmm.
We go into the transition. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to go to the side, side and through. One more time. Does that make sense? Yep.
Yeah.
5,
So together.
6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Side and through. Cool. Can I just watch that?
I'll keep with the follows footwork. 5,
5.
6, 5, 6, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, one thing I did notice.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble.
When we haven't got a partner, you can cheat. But when I've got a partner, 1, 2, 3, we're really close now. If I bring my foot in now, I'm probably going to bash into my partner. So I have to make sure there's space. And I do that with a little rotation, little pivot of my back foot. Zoom. So my feet are really close. And you notice my other foot, if I ask Anna to take her leg back. So my feet aren't taking up a lot of space. I'm drawing in with the heel of the foot. I'm rotating on this supporting leg and I'm drawing the heel in. And as I do that, I transfer the weight and now I can either go back and cross or side and through. One more time. So I go 1, 2, 3. This is up to here, nothing different from the follows. I release 4 as I bring my foot in. And now I'm going to choose to go this way instead of crossovers, out and through. And I'm turning my partner with my right hand. One more time.
I 5, 6, a 5, 6, 7, and transition. Out and through.
Nice, good job. And of course, you all know Johnny's drop, so if you want to add that on the end, you can add a Johnny's drop. Should we just do that once with music? Should we do one whole basic first, and then add a Johnny's drop on at the end? One basic.
5, 6, 7, basic. Transition. Out and drop. One more time. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Basic transition.
You know why that's tricky? Because we've just been drilling the crossovers and suddenly we've just changed it. So you've just spent however long drilling crossover, 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 and the direction. Let's do it with the crossover and look at the difference. Because you don't always have to do one step following another. So let's do one basic, 1, 2, down, transition, 1, 2, 3, stop. Now we go into a crossover. So I go back, together, forward. Now let's do the basic transition into the Johnny's drop. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, down, step, step, down. 1, 2, Johnny's drop, and out and forward. Sorry, that's the problem, we don't face each other. Okay, does that make sense? So you've got two different exits from one move, and of course they're both correct, but you have to decide and be clear on which one you're doing.
And leading and following.
So maybe I'll slow the music down. I'll go back to slow music.
Yeah.
And let's practice both variations. Do a basic, lead into crossovers. Do a basic, lead into Johnny's drop. You can choose, because you're not absolute beginners. So you can choose, but be clear which one you're doing. And if you do one time, do the other one the next time. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you're not pivoting your back foot on the transition. The thing is, you're going to find it tricky when you have a partner.
1, 2,
because you're going to be a little bit close
5,
to your partner.
6, 7. 1, 2, and
It's
pivot
the,
from the hips.
it's the right foot.
Really start pivoting from the hips, and it helps to have your weight only on the ball of the foot, even if the heel is touching, that when you pivot from the hips, your heel is turning and you can step down.
And it's not that it has to be huge, but
No.
you get that flavour. Maybe do it from the side so we can see how close your feet are.
Mm-hmm. Back together. Forward 1 basic. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, but
Shape.
what most people do is they're going out and cross. And you're just coming forward.
Well, you're also
So that's-
kicking your partner.
So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 4. That's going to be on your partner's foot, and this is going to be away from your partner.
Just to clarify, we want the second option. Just to make sure.
I hope that helps. Okay. We also at some point, did we do a rock step basic
Yes.
and a tuck turn?
We didn't do that.
Did we do that?
No, we didn't do the tuck turn.
Oh, we did a rock step
we
basic.
did do that.
So, let's do our transition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into Johnny's drop. We could do a rock step come around,
Which we know.
or
Down
from
there.
Johnny's drop,
Turn job.
we can go rock step tuck and add on that turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, out, in, out, in, out, stop. From here I can lead my rock step and I could go into a tuck turn. Or I can do one more time. So you've got your
Turn job. Oh no.
yep. So we're going from the crossovers and I can do my rock step into a come around. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do a couple of crossovers and I've got my right foot in front.
I've got my left foot in front.
Now I can just do my rock step into whatever I want to do now. It could be a come around, it could be a free spin, it could go into twist, it could do anything. So basically from here, I can exit by going rock step, twist, kick,
Into
lollies.
lolly kicks, for example.
So the point was it doesn't really matter what you do, but that's where you put the rock step in. So can we do it from here? We've got the right foot in front, you're crossing
Sorry,
across.
this way.
Yeah. So that's the follows. They've got their left foot opening up into the V. Leaders, you're crossing the right foot. And now we're going to go rock step and let's go into
Down, up.
a down up.
Rock step, down, step, step, up, down.
So that could be a
Like a
come around,
come
for
around.
example. So rock step, down, step, step, up, down. So that would be a come around if we had a partner.
This would as if we were facing, as if our partner was in front of us.
Should we do one basic,
Let's do basic.
transition, 2 crossovers, exit.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and the basic. Transition. 2, 1.
One more. Freeze. From here, I can do my rock step into a come around, for example. Rock step, down, step, step, up, down.
We chose to do it on the spot, but we could turn it if you prefer.
Do that once to music.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and basic. Transition. Crossover.
Exit coming up now.
Exit. Rock steps. Step, step, up, down.
One more time.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Basic. Transition. Crossover. Exit. Rock step. So step, step, up, down.
Side.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7. That's our basic. Going to transition and crossover. Now we exit.
Rock step.
Rock step down, step, step up, down. Hopefully that gives you ideas of how to use what you've been learning over the last 3 weeks into your dancing and how to transition between your basics, your crossovers, how to get into them, how to get out of them.
Okay. Let's go from a crossover into crab walks.
Yes.
So can I do it with a partner?
Should we recap crab walks quickly? Or
Well,
we'll do it
let's show
something
what the move
later?
looks like. So this side, so we go. 1, 2, down, step, step, down. 1, 2, the other way.
Yeah, I think this is it.
Let's show the basic transition, couple of crossovers into the crab walks. 1, 2, down, you pull it out.
Transition into crossovers into grab walks. Okay, so we end up in the crossover. Let's actually do it all the way to the crossover and freeze and see how we're in perfect position to go into our crab walks. Basic 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, a 5, 6 transition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crossover. 1, 2, 3, a 5, 6 freeze. We're already one foot towards each other. We've got our outside foot free. Simon is going to cheat, I think. Well, not quite cheat, but repeat the foot at the back.
What we just did a second ago was we did a rock step and we went, so I pushed my partner back, we did a rock step into a come around, into lolly kicks, into whatever we want to do. But this time I'm going to take my partner with me, I'm going to bring them forward and back and forward and back and forward and back, and then obviously I can switch to the other side. So from here, I've got my right foot in front.
I've got my left foot in front.
And all I'm going to do is I'm going to stay backwards, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2.
And in the lead is really quite gentle, so there's enough of a pull to make me bring my foot forward, but not enough that I want to actually step on it. So it's a come, oh no, we're going the other way, change my mind, change my mind. So it's very subtle. Let's do it.
One transition,
Sure.
Crossovers. Or
The
one basic first.
One basic, one transition, crossovers. 5, a 6, a 5, 6, 7, and a basic. A 5,
Transition.
6, 7, transition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do one crossover. 2, 3, a 5, 6, freeze.
So my weight's on the front foot.
Mine is also on the front foot.
But now I'm going to go onto my back foot as I go. Back and forward and back and forward and back and forward and back and step, or whatever I want to do.
However many we want to do, just to remember.
Okay.
And for me, it's the same thing, but I'm going to go forward first. Forward and back and forward and back and forward and back and forward and down, for example.
Should we do it from the side ones?
Certainly.
Basic.
5, 6, a 5, 6, 7, and a basic. Down, a 5, 6.
Transition.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our crossovers. 1, 2, 3. A 5 straight into a 4, then back, then 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, and change.
So this is actually quite tricky because we're showing you one exit where you do this and suddenly we've changed it into a different exit. But that's how the dance works. So if it really is your very first time, this is probably a bit confusing, and I would just stick to working on one pattern
exit.
until you become really comfortable. But as I know many of you have been doing the basics for some time now, you really want to start to mix them, be able to mix them up, especially socially. So
It's also that we've seen, I think this is week number 11,
Yeah.
Balboa. So you've seen a lot of moves, a lot of variations, and they might still be in their compartment. They're in week 2, in week 6, in week 8. And this move, the crab walks, we did in week, 2, I think, maybe, 1 or
2,
2.
yeah.
And it doesn't go away, it doesn't belong just to week 2 and whatever we did in week 2, but you can actually mix it. And it's quite nice to just have a little brain teaser of how to go from one to the other.
cool. Music, and let's practice it. Choreographed or improvised?
Well, let's start with the choreographed one, and then we can go to the freestyle.
So what's the routine? We'll do it from the
What
side.
we just did. So,
Yeah.
one basic transition, a crossover, one but on both sides, going into 8 crab walks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, 2 8s of it. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and change. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Transition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Crab
Crab walks. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Change
5,
weight,
and
reverse.
change. Crab walks.
Basic.
And change.
Transition.
Crossover.
Crab walks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Change. Reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Basic.
Change.
Let's do it from this way.
Facing down.
5, 6, 7.
Transition. Crossover.
Crab walks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Change.
Change. 1, 2, 3, 5.
Basic.
Change. Transition. Crossover. Crab walk.
So we'll do it choreographed the first time, and then when we say not choreographed, means maybe do 2 basics and 5 crossovers or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
it's just so that it flows. but maybe we'll start with the sequence we've just
Yeah.
done. We'll do it a couple of times, and then we'll
And then we'll
improvise
do it
around it.
in any numbers. Yeah.
And transition. Trebles. Change. And basic. Transition. Trebles. Back and forward and down. And back. Basic. This time you're on your own. Make up your own sequence. I just want to work on one thing, particularly for the leaders. We are going to go 1, 2, 3, and I really want to practice that this foot is going to go in line. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the way it ends up on that front foot. Do it from this side.
And the feet should be touching quite closely at the end.
1, 2, 3. Think heel. The heel of the left foot draws in. The ball of the right foot has to turn a little bit to allow space. Jump. And then you go back, back, forward. Can we do it together? Let's do it together. But we're going to really focus on that line coming in. So leaders, we go. 1, together, freeze. You've taken your left toe out to the side. Now, basically, you want to try and draw the foot into where your toe is, your right toe is now. But as you do that, you're going to move the right toe, turn it a little bit. So we want to go 3, 4. 3, 4. Put the weight on the front foot, back together, forward. 3, 4, back together, forward. Let's practice that again. From 3, 3, 4, back together, forward. 3, 4, back together, forward. From the transition. 1, 2, 3, 4, back together, forward. Same thing. 1, 2, side, drop, back together, forward.
I think the leaders are dropping a little bit too early before they pass their other foot. If you know what I mean.
Two,
It's like go out and they drop in
three.
front. Now the pivot is happening, but go all the way past. You should almost push your standing foot out of the way. Not quite. Yeah. So they should be, if you go freeze, I think the Simon's right toe is in front of Simon's left foot. So they're not, they're really quite close.
Okay, one more time.
So don't drop too early. Even
1,
more. So
2.
if I'm actually, can I stand up as well? What's happening a little bit at the moment is, maybe I can do it from here. 1, 2, out and fall forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have like a bit of a gap between your feet and your weight is, you're traveling forward. Whereas what we want, the weight stays where it is. The foot is traveling where the weight is rather than the weight traveling where the foot is. Back together, out Bring it all the way past the other foot
But not
before
round.
you change weight. With the pivot happening. Out, pivot, past the other foot, drop.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. Should we do it together? Just so they can see.
Oh, with me, sorry.
So we'll just do it from here. We go 1, 2, side. Now, the other thing is, our shoulders are now parallel. And I'm going to keep that parallel shoulders as I go back together, forward. We turn, shoulders stay parallel. What do I mean by parallel? That if I was to move to the side, we're totally in line
Which you can't see.
versus if I'm angled here. Yeah? So let's do it again. And we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, out and in, out, in, out, in. So it's our out, in, ins. One more time from here. We go. 1, 2, 3, parallel shoulders, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and wherever we stop, our shoulders should be parallel. Okay, let's do it again from here, or do it from Follower's perspective. So we go, 1, 2, stop, 3, 4, shoulders parallel, out, in, shoulders still parallel, pivot, turn, doom, shoulders parallel, turn, doom, turn, doom, turn, step, turn, step, turn, step, rock step, come around, whatever we want to
Straight to
do.
basic if you want.
Yeah, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
All crowd walks.
4 counts.
Anything goes.
Let's try it again with music. 6, 5, 6, 7. Good, better. So we were working over the last few weeks on the transition into the crossover. Some people call it push break, but we call it crossovers. The thing to remember is back together side. At this point 3, my partner doesn't know it's going to happen, but by 4, they know it's going to happen.
Well, something's going to happen.
Then we go into our out, ins, whether it's with a turn or straight, out, in, is the same thing as going out, in, in. So the 2 moves, basically the straight version is just a simplified version of the crossovers. Then we've got our exits, and we can go 1, 2, down, step, up, 1, 2, down with a throw out, which we didn't practice the throw out, but we practiced the footwork. We went 1, 2, sorry, from the exit. From the exit.
Okay.
So we went 1, 2, down, step, twist, down, 1, 2, down, step, up, down. So do you remember we did that twist, which signified the throw out and then down? What else do we? What are the key things we need to take away?
Key things. Just simply that this is a one part of Balboa. It's one type of movement in Balboa. You've got your basics, moving forwards and back, the up, down, up, down. And those out and ins, whether they cross or not, is just a different type of basic. They have a different position. We're shoulder to shoulder, which is unusual with the rest of Balboa. And we just need to know how to transition into them and out of them. And then you've got lots of variations, of course. So that's what we really wanted to give to you over the last 3 weeks, and also give you confidence to do those out and ins and crossovers. From the follower's point of view, there's 2 things that are important to me. One is the swivel in the transition, that change of angle is telling me, haha, something else. And the second thing is how much space you're going to give me on the next step and in which direction. So if you open me up to the side or if you open me up to the back, if you just go back and in, that's a rock step. If you go back and stay, that's a back. If you go side, so it's the swivel
Placement.
and the space and the direction of the space that you're giving me with your arm. That's where my foot is gonna go. That's all I need to know. Does that make sense? I can show you what I mean. Maybe with Simon, actually, that's easier. So if you do the transition from from near the back, that feels like a basic until a slow motion, just the transition up till here, nothing different to a basic. The moment Simon twists, I know he's preparing something different. I don't need to do anything else. I know my left foot is going next. If it's a crossover, Simon is giving me more space and he's not taking it back, which means I can go back before we pull back in. And again, let's do one more, back, in. And I'm really relying on this, the space that I'm getting. I always use all the space that I can. From the same transition, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say you're just going to do a rock step. So he's giving me some space and then bringing me back in, so I don't have the space to go out. That'd be very uncomfortable. And the one that we did today, let's do the transition one more time. Okay, I know again there's something different. And then instead of opening back, it's opening to the side. It's really, it doesn't need a big lead. It just needs a clear lead, which is very difficult to give. It's harder than giving you a half lead. That makes sense, those two moments that, as a follower, tell me where we're going and what we're doing.
And which is no different to our basic. 1, 2, up. So Anna could put her foot down here, but it's actually, the lead is indicating stand on your left foot, Anna. And then put it down. Or the lead could be 1, 2, step on it. Step on the right foot. Because I gave a leader forward. So it's no different to the basic where I'm giving 1, 2, hold, step.
Yeah.
Or 1, 2, step.
Yeah.
So it's just clearly. Now, obviously on a virtual class it's hard to explain about the lead and follow. So you've had a description, but really that comes with practice and feeling it. But hopefully what you have got is a load of footwork that when you're in a class, the idea is when you're in a class, you can concentrate on the lead and follow because your footwork will be there.
Yeah.
That was our theory.
Can I add one last tip for the followers?
Oh yes, one last tip for followers.
So one last tip for following, whether it's for your basics or for your variations, transitions, it's really hard, but try not to guess in advance, because what's likely going to happen is, oh, I think he's going for a down, and you're just giving that energy, and it's likely to pull your partner. That's a very common, I don't want to say mistake, it's a common thing to do whilst you learn. Because you're really trying to be with your partner, you want to help them and you want to do the right thing. But the least you try and double guess, the better you're going to get at feeling and just reacting. But it is hard. 1, 2, when there's no lead, don't move. And that's the best thing you can do. It also means that sometimes you're gonna, if your partner is not perfect, I know it rarely happens, but if your partner's not perfect, maybe it won't work out sometimes. But that's how you're both gonna learn how to lead and follow.
And something we explained earlier, but maybe I think you just clarified it really nicely. We did, for example, a transition, 3, 4, and then I can choose to lead that, or from 3, 4, I can choose to lead that. Exit, I can choose to bring you forward, or I could choose to push you back. The reason that we did 2 alternative leads is because when we're in a class and we spend a long time practicing back together transition, suddenly, it's human nature, you're just going to think, follows, that's what's happening, that's because we've been doing it for the last 10 minutes straight, 2 hours straight, whatever. On the dance floor, the lead is going to choose all sorts of variations. So that's why sometimes we throw in a different variation with a different ending, just so that you suddenly realise that, is it going to be forward or back?
Keep you on your toes.
Keep you on your toes, literally.